Is that too bright? I hope it's not too bright. See my hands right here. We're gonna check. Test. Oops, sorry. Testing time. My music going off? It's going off in the background. So I'm creating a loop. If I put it up on Spotify, will it? Oh wow, that's loud. Okay. Okay. How does that sound? I mean, it's happening. I'm just glad it's on. Okay. Alright, yay, stream time. I'm also gonna put my little reference here. Today, continuing on with the theme. Oh, wait. Okay, I can do this. I'm gonna put this down too. See, I put it on Milanote. Again, if you guys ever draw, Milanote is great for making mood boards and stuff. Alright. Painting day 2. Really need to distract myself today. That makes sense. Yesterday I did Brout. This is Brout. Brout's pretty neat. I like Brout a lot. And today I'm now doing, in my opinion, the other best one. My feelings towards these new Pokemon starters is that I like the POMBOM and I like the bird a lot, which is crazy because I'm a cat person. But I also love birds. Most of my streams are birds. But the POMBOM, I was like, okay, people are gonna love POMBOM, right? They're gonna love him. They're gonna adore him. And then I heard his soundbite, and his soundbite is so good. When he does his little Pokemon scream, cheese is right here by the chair. When he does his Pokemon scream, he just goes like bork, and that's it. And I was like, sold. I'm sold. I love silly little shenanigans like that. I am so sold. I should have brought water. See, this time I remembered to like bring all my paints up from downstairs, but I forgot to bring myself water. I'll just be dehydrated. I have water for my paint. Don't drink the paint water. Anyway, we are gonna Mr. 8-Ball. Yeah. Okay, 8-Ball says, yeah. Painting's gonna be lit. I just need to be careful. Diesel's on the bed. Cheese is on her chair. Manager Cheese is managing. Diesel right before stream was like, I'm gonna open this drawer, and I had to scoot him out of the room because I don't know how he figured out how to open the drawer. And I had to close it. My friends are like, the angry creativity. That's fair. Yeah. Since she's here, I'm gonna see if I could. Can I just? Yeah. And then can I just copy it? Oh, there we go. Copy. I told my friends. Spamming them with my link. But I told them I'm kind of just being creative out of anger. Alright, I'm gonna try to yap while doing this. This guy's super cute. Again, he just goes bork. I don't know if Cherry will drop in. Cherry hates this Pokemon. Cherry. Okay, I'm gonna grab the thing real quick because I made a point yesterday where I said My biggie is that I want all of them to be circular and like right there in the middle, right? But anyway, Cherry hates this guy. Hates him. Hates him. Thinks he is the scum of the earth, right? And I think he's so cute. He's just so cute in my eyes. And again, while this is just fun to do, all this art stuff, I'm also kinda vent time, kinda doing this because I'm like so frustrated with a lot of things right now. You know, I'm gonna give him 3 big spikes. He has a lot of energy. You know, the other guy, I think the other guy kind of goes all the way to the floor. I might do that with this guy too. See you. But yeah, I'm just kind of like creating out of anger at this point because frustrated with real life. You know, frustrated with real life. Real life is not it right now. That makes sense. I know a lot of people are frustrated with real life, but he's so cute. He's so cute. He's so cute. I love him. His little eyes already are like. I'm already having fun. I was like liking it. Because again, making anger or making creative stuff out of anger isn't the best feeling. But I'm just. Everything's so frustrating. You know what who does he remind me of? His face reminds me of like Esper. Just a little bit. Does that make sense? Just a little bit. You know? And it shouldn't be creating cute things out of anger should not be the way, I guess. But it's just one of those things where I try my best in everywhere where except I'm not like passionate about. That's not really big monies, you know? Not big monies, not a vibe. Not a vibe. I'm not passing the vibe check right now, if that makes sense. The vibes are off. The vibes are off because I'm putting all this effort into a job that's not exactly, I guess, you know, I always am a strict believer that even if you're like doing something in like retail and stuff, you're still like a functional member of society. Yes, absolutely, you're functional, but sometimes, at least how I'm feeling right now, the effort I'm putting into that job is not paying out. You know, I'm glad I'm functional, glad I'm making money, but at the end of the day, I need my unusable eraser. I brought it up here because I was drawing some fish downstairs. Fish is another great thing to draw. But I'm putting so much effort in this job because I feel like it's what I can contribute, right? Because I yap a lot here. I don't yap a lot in real life. You know, it's more of a might be a spectrum thing. I don't know yet. I guess maybe I'm just very one track. I'm so excited to give him like blushies at the end. So excited to like give him blushies at the end. What happened? I'm painting right now. I'm angry painting right now. And I'm angry painting something cute. Sorry, I went for a message. I don't know. I've been like this since I was a kid, you know, where I was like, God, I love his tongue. His tongue is so cute. I want a little off-center. I think off-center tongue would be very cute. Of course, we're gonna add his little piquitos at the end. Little piquito teeth. But right now we're just focusing on the simples. Because again, everything gets painted over. God, he reminds me of that Esper thing. Yeah, he reminds me of that Esper character. Just a little bit. Fun to put little stumps for his feet. And of course he's gonna have blushies at the end. But that's at the end, right? That's at the end. I might be ready to paint him. This might have been way quicker than the bird. That's also because I love doing the little dot for eyes. Where's the charcoal? But yeah. I tried my best at work. It has weirdly not... I don't ever want to be the favorite. But I'm also not a fan of having my effort ignored. Does that make sense? And this is going to become a whole vent stream. I could feel it. Basically what happened, and I even had my little crash out on my last day I was working, you know. They make us do unloading. It is a big box store. I did unloading despite my department not being unloading, right? This is a big truck, huge truck. Huge. And you know, they went over this whole spiel how like, you know, your department is now also going to help, you know, with this stuff and this and that. And like, I was like, well, okay, whatever. I'm not a fan of the hours, but again, I'm trying my best, right? Trying my best. His eyes needs to be like rounder, ironically. Yeah. Okay, and I need to be careful with details. Once I hit details, that means I need to paint. I'm also going to run into this issue where like, yesterday, oh, that's what I want to do. I want to do this little tuft. Yesterday, I was trying to use some old acrylic paints. I have it on video where they're just not good anymore. Try it out, this and that. And one of them, I almost threw them away. I had to pull it back out because I had no red paint, which is nuts. I have 100 paints, but no red paint. There it is. No, I don't want this. I want the skinny. It broke. It's okay. It's okay. Oh, man. No. Ouch. That's the joy of Vine charcoal. Just little tidbits right there, unfortunately. Where did I... Oh, it just rolled off. That's why it keeps rolling off. Okay, well, that's... Oops, sorry. That's a really tiny... Oh, there it is. There's the other piece of it. Fun fact, that stuff breaks all the time. Anyway, I try my best with what little I have of my old red paint, right? Try my best with that. Anyway, work. I did the hard truck. The day I was unloading my shift that they said we all needed to do at least one of, right? My shift with the unloading truck. The truck was huge, unfortunately. And you know, I have friends who work in that department. So it made it a little better. And I don't hate this department. I don't. It's just I'm not a fan of going in crazy early. It just it doesn't work with me and my husband's schedule. You know, if I don't plan on like this job is just for the paycheck. I'm just gonna do my best when I'm scheduled. Why should it change my whole life around if I don't plan on like really investing on it, right? That's kind of where I'm feeling with that. I'll try my best. I'll work when you schedule me, but at this point, I think I'm gonna limit my schedule because while I went and did this super duper hard work, right? Another coworker in my department, unfortunately, is very keen on making comments, you know, despite having never truly I don't think she has done an unloading shift. Maybe I'm wrong in this situation, but this coworker is very much a type. She's gotten me in trouble before. She has made statements that I am not exactly fast, which is not great. You know, I was later on, they were like, oh, wait a minute, she's fine, right? But the fact is that they listened to her opinion of my work, or like my opinion of my pacing, or her opinion of my pacing. Anyway, she got me in trouble for not being quote unquote fast. I was just like, okay, you know, that's great. That was super uncomfortable to deal with, but after a while, they're like, oh no, she's fine. You know? And then she's, you know, I'm not the only one she's like made comments about. Vent stream. But, you know, she's made comments about almost every department now. You know, it's very much like, you're not doing this right. You're not fast enough. See, I don't understand why they're not fast enough. This and that. Just overall, kind of just being malicious, right? She's an older lady. I just tried to ignore it mostly, but I'm figuring, you know, hey, they're gonna make us do this department as like, they need to train us, this and that, helping this department, whatever. That means if I do an unloading truck, she's gonna do an unloading truck. So day after this really hard unloading shift I did, it's her turn, right? She's supposed to come in early. She's supposed to help unload the truck. And I'm not the only one who's like, she needs to know what it's like to unload, right? Because it's hard. This paint is hard. I don't want to open it up, but it's feeling like I might have to. I'm trying not to have it squeeze out the side again. Okay. There we go. Okay. Got some out. But, basically everyone's like, maybe she'll learn and she'll not make comments about people's speeds and how they're not finishing things and this and that. She did come in early, but had apparently talked her way out of the hard job, out of unloading the truck. And at the same time, while still making comments. And that really made me mad. Because at the end of the day, I don't think she's a bad worker. But it made me question, like, why is it okay for me? I didn't necessarily agree to do this really, really hard work, right? You know, I was told it's going to be solid hours, this and that, yada, yada. Consistent schedule was what they promised me. And I understand around Christmas time, it probably was never going to be consistent. That's just Christmas time. I ended up going in way earlier in Christmas time, but that really peeved me off, because I'm over here exhausted, very exhausted about, like, exhausted with the job, exhausted with the work. I'm running into other issues with other coworkers who this same person has encouraged to talk badly about me, right? Because she already has talked badly about me. And when this other person found a problem with me, she encouraged them to talk badly about me. Keep in mind, managers consider her the captain of the department I work in. And I'm mad. And I don't understand why management is allowing her to not only maliciously talk, but then also, like, validating her position as quote-unquote captain while she... They're talking about something else I can't talk on stream. While she encourages a toxic workplace. You know, she creates friction with the team, this and that, and she has not, like, hidden these comments from management. And what upsets me is that they don't correct her. You know? So, I was mad. Had a stress headache. And now here I am, angrily creating the cutest art, because this is where I feel like my effort matters. Because management of that store has made me feel like my effort does not matter there because of, frankly, because of favorites, you know? And usually I don't care about most things. I'm like, it is a retail job. It is a lot of people's first jobs. The issue is this is not her first job. She's looking into trying to become management. And that's where a lot of my is coming from, you know? I personally do not want to work at a store where she is manager when she is very malicious. I'm very much the person where it's like, I don't see the point in shit talking, for lack of a better word. You know, am I shit talking about this coworker? Maybe, probably. But just actively, like, talking about how bad a job other people do, I'm not very much a fan of that. I've gotten into, like, arguments with other people, past exes, where, you know, I'm very much like, I'm always proud of people who take their baby steps. I'm always proud of people who try. You know, are they bad at it, or have we not taught them this and that? Maybe this is the librarian mentality, right? This person will actively, like, I guess, I don't know, just not consider that. And ironically, the other person who is having problems with me had problems with the same coworker, and then went to go vent with her, and now is, I don't know, wants to be friends again, and I don't necessarily want to be friends anymore. I can't trust her either. So my work environment, my department specifically, is very toxic, you know? And it's fulfilling my need for a paycheck, but I am now questioning how heavily I should prioritize this need for a paycheck. That makes sense. Purpose. Considering purpose and all that fun jazz. You know, if I need to work for a paycheck and they're not paying me a lot per hour, right? You know, I'm getting taxed up the booty. You know, I still believe in taxing the rich. I'm not even going to get into that. You know, taxes serve an important function when we see them work in libraries and stuff, not in other places. World news. I'm not going to talk about on stream, despite me, like, thinking about it a lot. But if this job that's paying me not great is making me feel worse to the point where I'm, like, angrily creating art out of vengeance. No, out of a need to not escape, but to reinforce my sense of purpose. Is it really worth that not big paycheck? Because I had a little revelation recently. Not revelation, but so I did a jackalope on stream. Jumping the topics right now. Did a jackalope on stream. Very cool jackalope. The finished product looks a little different. Client asked for some face changes. The client is Lady Elect. If you guys ever watch, check out their music. Spotify, Instagram, Lady Elect, same name. Real cool guys. They're very sweet. I gave them my price of the commission. I was like, well, A, I met you through a friend, right? B, I've never really done a commission. Consider this the first time. Whatever. And C, they're giving me a free t-shirt, right? Well, I'm excited. I love free t-shirts. Love free t-shirts. And I was like, dude, listen, you're giving me a free t-shirt. I was going to charge you this amount. I'm going to lessen it, but also, like, ask for one more t-shirt, and it will be cool, right? I technically gave them a discount. They paid me double, and I'm still getting, like, 2 t-shirts. And it's super freaking sweet of them, by the way. And it was very validating to this whole drawing experience and everything. And I was like, what I was paid for that commission, you know, made me feel like saving time. I'm streaming right now. I'm streaming right now. But just, like, made me realize monetarily what I could do, right? And, like, I want to do a yellow, like a really yellowy orange. Yeah. Sorry, I'm mixing the color. I'm, like, really getting into it. I might need more yellow. This is a good orange. but it's not the yellow I want. Gonna add a little more yellow to do his body. But just having them pay what they did and like having that experience of doing the commission where even my price, I was getting paid more by hour at my discounted prices than like what I do at the retail job. And it really had me thinking, you know, should I really give them 40 hours a week when I feel treated that way? While, you know, in my little side thing happening right now, this little angry painting, I'm getting paid way more than, you know, than what they're paying me. So it's really making me question some stuff, this angry painting. This cute angry painting of POMBOM is making me question my life right now. Ain't that funny? But it's where my brain is right now. So I'm over here telling my friends, angry painting, angry painting. I am angry painting right now. I am angry creating. I'm gonna try to wipe off as much as this. I should have blotted this. I forgot to blot this. But that's just where my brain is right now. And it's making me question even. I need to go into work. I want to not go into work. But because at the end of the day, this job is still paying a lot of things. But now that I know that I can make more money with this angry creativity. I'm streaming art. Wait up. Where is it? POMBOM Pokémon painting. Sorry if y'all could. Anyway, my angry response painting is making me question a lot of stuff right now. You know, I don't know. If that job is gonna make me feel that way when there isn't 100 other jobs like that right now, if I'm being very real, you know, because there is our job market is not great, you know, real talk. Our job market is not amazing right now. I wish it was. It's not, even with minimum wage retail stuff. But, you know, I'm questioning if I move on from this place where I've put so much time into, and I take something with less hours at same pay and put more effort into this. Does that make sense? You know, I've been questioning it for a while. I've already wanted to lower my time. I'm in a very fortunate situation where my husband makes a solid amount, not an amazing amount. No, we still struggle, you know, if it's just him. He was not able to save money before I was working, you know, but you know, even me just helping a tidbit helps. And I try not to spend a lot. If I stay home, we might both save money because I am Cinderella, aside from art streamer Lily. You know, I cook, I clean, and this job has actually taken away my ability to clean as much as I was able to before. And so it's just, again, that's another aspect. While I'm glad they're giving me hours, they're allowing such not great behavior. My mental health is gone. Kaput, you know? And it's just making me question whether I should allow them to have this much of my time. Because I called out because I got sick from the stress. You know, unfortunately, I was playing with some friends. I puked in the middle of it. It was a bummer. Didn't stream this, but, you know, this job is unfortunately making me sick too. Physically, not and mentally, but you know, most of the people who work there are great. You know, some of the people are texting were people I met at this job, so I'm very grateful for that. You know, but at the same time, I just questioning a lot right now. Well, I painted this very cute POMBOM, by the way, very cute, hyping up the cuteness. I'm gonna post this on YouTube and just title it "Venting while drawing cute stuff." Right? He's a cutie. He's so simple, and I quite love him. Cherry, if you drop in, I'm sorry. This little guy design is just as great as Sprout. You know, I would argue just as great as what's it called? And you know, some people have complained, oh yeah, these new starters. Away from the vent to more like funner subjects like my anger towards bipedal Pokemon. But a lot of people are saying, oh, these starters feel like they're made by fan artists and this and that. I'm like, well, maybe we're just at this point where the fan artists are now in the working world, you know? Look at me. I'm pushing 30. Turn 30 in a couple days, by the way. I'm tempted to like I went from wanting to do a karaoke night to maybe just asking everyone if they want to go to a museum that's hosting an Animal Crossing event. Anyway, I'm pushing 30, talking about Animal Crossing, talking about Pokemon, you know. I'm now working age, and these designs are now also probably made by people who are my age, working age, born in the same year, right? We're no longer the 90 kids who played this. And I think what people don't realize, and someone made a really good point, is that the fan artists are probably now the artists now, because they're no longer fan artists from like high school and whatnot. They're now fan artists who like professionally draw Pokemon, you know. And I'm a fan of like whoever this crowd is making POMBOM and like Sprout and stuff, you know. But I know some other people aren't. I am. I'm feeling like these people definitely are understanding the assignment, even with Sprout. Even the Sprout is got that American look, American cartoon look, Angry Bird look. You know, that people are making fun of being Angry Bird too. But at the same time, like, I lost my train of thought. He's just a good design, exaggerated eyebrow, leaf eyebrows, little green chicken. You know, his head, his little body shape reminds me of Torchic. So there are some wonderful little thoughts behind that guy. And like, you know, people can be as mad as they want, but I think that these designers are understanding. I'm picking up a lot of charcoal. I should have wiped it a little with the kneaded eraser. Learning with Lily. But yeah, these designers, despite maybe them being a little even younger than me, are understanding. Even with this guy, this little POMBOM. Who does he? He kind of gives Marill, like his whole design. He's kind of giving Kirby, kind of just a little vibe, right? And he's just really well done. He's really well done. I'm gonna let it dry for a minute because I want to paint over those gray spots. He's just really well done. Or actually, right now I might add the tell you what. I'll paint in his little tuft right here. But that's really red. We don't want it that red. We're gonna mix that up a little. That's very red. I have to. Sorry, mixing. Okay, that's better. A little lighter. Yeah. I'm gonna have to go over it with probably a straight orange later. such a cute little dude. But he's giving Kirby. He's giving Marill. He's giving he's giving Pokemon. He's giving Pokemon. You know. So yeah, he might look a little fan arty. But the roots are there. Same with that little gecko dude. He's okay, the gecko is not my favorite. But he screams Pokemon. The gecko that's a lot of water. The gecko absolutely screams Pokemon. Like absolutely screams Pokemon. So I reject the notion that these designs are bad because they're flipping great. Even if this little guy is kind of like, I'll take the basic white girl pick. He might be the basic white girl pick, but in my heart, he's got my vote. Just again, maybe this is a sign that it's a newer generation making this because his little soundbite, wonderful, wonderful art. I would argue his little soundbite is art. You know. Yeah, we're gonna have to go over this with like a bright yellow at the end. His little soundbite is art itself. I'm gonna love that little guy. Just, they know what they're doing. I do not care if you think their designs are not great. They know what they understand their fan base. You know. Now it's just up to their evolutions. Up to whether their evolutions piss me off or not. I'm gonna make angry art of him on 4 paws later. Watch. This is my angry art arc. Just drawing cute things to aid the resistance. I'm gonna add little shadows here. We're gonna really have to like saturate him a little later. Jimmy Vega. Oh no, are they fighting again? The boys are fighting. You know, someone as a joke. A reminder, I'm 30 years old. I've been on the internet forever, so I know some terms, right? As a joke, I was like, hey, and I've said this before, don't piss me off, I'll draw you Mpreg. And I am just teaching a lot of my friend group what Mpreg is. They are very excited by Mpreg. They are very excited by the implications of being drawn as Mpreg. And oh my god, dude, don't be. They're fighting anyway. They're fighting anyway. The group very excited by the implications of Mpreg. One of them was like, Lily, since you're doing commissions, you draw this guy Mpreg, I'll buy you a Buzzball bottle. Sorry, y'all. I'm 30. I do drink sometimes. And the friend was like, wait a minute. And I was like, done. But make it this thing instead. You know? And they were like, sure deal. And they were like, wait, no, you know. Very funny stuff. But now I'm like, now just quietly threatening people with the promise of drawing them Mpreg. He needs a lot of yellow. He's very muddy, unfortunately. It's okay. He's very muddy, but he'll demudify at some point. He will demudify at some point. Ooh, a lot of charcoal right there. So yeah, I have been quietly threatening my friends with them being drawn as Mpreg, and some, while are deathly afraid of being drawn as Mpreg, many are now like, do it. So, might get it. Mpreg drawing stream soon. Oh my god, it's so silly. This guy's so silly, by the way. I'm gonna have to go in with like maybe some bright yellow to really even out this weird gray thing happening. POMBOM. I know. He's so cute. He's so cute. I went on a whole rant about why his design is peak and Cherry's wrong. Cherry does not like POMBOM. He does not like Pomeranians. And I'm like, Cherry, no. Change your ways, Cherry. If he could like bird Pokemon, maybe POMBOM will teach him to like Pomeranians, you know? Maybe. Okay, we're gonna add some yellow. We're gonna do another layer right now. Wow, it's so yellow when it's not so yellow when it's not mixed. Oop, not this guy. Adding some of this. More yellow, more yellow. These little paintbrushes are going through it right now. Good color, good color. The boys are fighting. I don't know what they're fighting about this time. If you cannot handle a joke, don't send a joke. That is my motto. Yeah, okay, that's better. POMBOM, so cute. So cute. So excited. I don't know if I'm gonna buy this game. Because I don't remember if it's a Switch exclusive. It would be, oh, it comes out in 2027, I think. So I have plenty of time to wonder if I'm buying it or not. That makes sense. Plenty of time to question that probability. Yeah, I'm gonna add yellow at the end to really help highlight a lot of this. But I don't know if I'm gonna play it. I think I might watch people play it. So if anyone streams it, I'll watch you. For sure. I will watch her. I wonder if anyone is like... I wonder how this will work as a Nuzlocke, right? Imagine losing POMBOM forever in your Nuzlocke run. Sag. What does Sag mean? See, I'm chronically online, but I wasn't chronically online with Twitch. So because I wasn't chronically online with Twitch, I don't know a lot of terms still. That makes sense. Don't know a lot of the terms still. I still don't know what Sag means. I just know every now and then, my in-laws who do participate in way more Twitch streaming than I did prior to this will sometimes go Sag. And I'm like, huh? You know, like the cat. Huh? What does that mean? What does Sag mean? I'm assuming, I recognize other terms. I'm assuming maybe it's like copium or something, but like, F? I know F's in the chat. I know what that is. But I don't know, still don't know what Sag is. Still learning. Still learning. Still learning. We are still learning. Even as we grow, we are learning. I'm still learning new internet lingo. He's so... I love POMBOM. He's so... He is a vibe. POMBOM is a vibe. POMBOM is a vibe. He's a little vibe. I love him. At the end, we'll add some yellow. Oop, that's a lot of water. At the end, we'll add some yellow highlights. I'm debating whether or not to like game on stream because the game I played it yesterday, really good. But it took me a while to figure it out, and I get like really quiet in game because I get really like into it. So I'm like debating whether or not to like even play it on stream. I'm gonna have to, this whole part we're gonna have to like outline in a dark red or something. But, you know, easy delivery code. Not easy. Took a while for me to get the hang of the... Took me a while to get the hang of the controls, right? And, but now that I am getting the hang of it, I got the hang of it when I was off stream. Because I wanted to give it another shot, but I didn't want to play alone, so I streamed it on Discord with some friends. And I really got the hang of it. I really got the hang of it. Really like getting way better at it. Now I'm like, do I stream like the last of it? Or do I just, is this a game I enjoy on my own time? You know? I'm debating that. Been debating that for a while. So I'm just having some thinkings. Thinking. Whether I should or shouldn't like stream it. I think I'm just maybe not cut out for like gaming streams. So I don't know if power to like Markiplier and Jacksack, that guy who can like chat while playing. Even Jerry can do it. I'm not very good at it. I love this guy so much. Okay. I think we're gonna start adding in the really bright yellows. The good thing is that acrylic dries super fast. Bonbon. We're gonna start doing almost straight yellow now. Really going through this acrylic. Glad I brought them up. Do I do the big brush? Let me see if I could do the big brush for this. I'm gonna add a little orange in this. Not a lot, but a little. Mixing paint. Add a little more. I need to be careful because this room has carpet. If I drop it, it's over. I also have to be careful because I'm wearing a shirt I really like. I shouldn't be, and I am. Learn from me. Don't paint in your favorite stuff. Still have some red in there. I need to be careful. Okay. Gonna highlight right here. Yeah. Gonna highlight his whole face. Gonna highlight right here. Gonna highlight right here. There's a lot of paint right here. I need to be careful. Don't want to build up right there. Okay. Gonna highlight his cheeks. I like his cheeks. His cheeks deserve some highlight. Highlight right here. He's really coming to life right now. This little part should be highlighted. Just his whole face is gonna get a little highlight. Right? I'm so excited to give him blushies. Always excited for the blushies. Blushies are integral for our society. Super integral for our society. Okay, I want this to for sure have a little highlight. Right? Right. His ears are a little weird. That's okay. I'm gonna play Undertale on stream though for sure. Easy Delivery Code may not be the game for stream, but I do want to at least like play Undertale. I love Undertale. Love Undertale. Love Undertale. Love Undertale so much. Dude, I used most of my like portfolio I drew while listening to Undertale music. So much of it I drew while listening to Undertale music. So much. And I listened to Richard E.B.'s like version of it. He made like heavy metal versions of all the songs. Loved it so much. It was on my Spotify. It's still on my Spotify. It still pops up. You know? I just think about it a lot. That game was very influential for me, for sure. Do 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 do. Do I get copyrighted if I sing along? Do 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 do. Oop, that's a lot of paint. That's a lot of paint. It's okay. Happy accidents. Happy accidents. I was watching Queso play that VHS like simulator, like shop simulator game. That looks super fun. I need to be careful. I'm picking up charcoal. Just layer it on. Really excited to do his eyes. I feel like this painting was way faster than yesterday's. Need to be careful with that. I could cover it with red later. Yeah. That's feeling good. I'm still like still covering a lot of the charcoal I'm not liking that I'm seeing. Yeah, kind of just giving them a whole. I'm gonna let that dry. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna do his little muzzle right now, I think. What color is his nose? His nose is that dark red. I could pop that in right now. Easy peasy. His nose is that dark red. But I'm gonna grab the white. His muzzle, like beige, yellow, orangey, right? Are you guys fighting? No. Okay. Sorry, I have the door open, and sometimes they try to like get a little audacious. So if I have to mute and like kick them out, I might have to. I live in a house with a lot of cats, and sometimes when you have a lot of cats, sometimes they don't always get along. I wish they did. They don't, but it is what it is, right? I didn't intend to be a crazy cat lady, but it kind of accidentally happened. Two are mine, which are Manager, Cheesecake, and Diesel. The other four are not mine, but I try to help like cover like their expenses and take care of them. One in particular does not like Cheesecake, and Cheesecake does not like her, but she's still super friendly with people and wants to come in here. Unfortunately, this space I have dedicated to only like Cheese and Diesel, because they don't do the pee-pees everywhere. You know, unfortunately, most of our cats are fixed now. But we have a very old man who still enjoys a little territorial whiz. So he's not allowed in here. Catherine's not allowed in here because she starts fights. The other two are not allowed in here because they had a pee-pee problem. And it's gotten better now that they've been fixed, but I can't trust them to be in here. You know? Otherwise I would. If they weren't so PP enthusiastic, I would consider their entry, but unfortunately they are. So only cheesecake and these are allowed in here. And you're like, well, that's because they're your cats. Maybe. I could trust myself to keep an eye on them. Yeah, sure. I agree, but also like I don't have to worry about them lifting a leg so much because they have not had wee problems, thank God. They only did it once, and it was because I was on vacation and I told them to clean the litter box. They didn't. They peed in a box. They didn't pee on. Sorry, we're talking about cats and their wee habits. Unfortunately, look at this little schnauzer. But if I have to mute and go check, it's because I have to play referee. Trust me, I love the cats that do like fight with each other and do pee, but I cannot. They're not allowed in the room, unfortunately, because again, they did things they shouldn't have, and now I can't trust them. Should I do the black? Wondering if I should do the black or I should do the pink. Tell you what, I'll do the little pink tongue while everything's drying. I have a pre-made pink today. I want to do blushies already, but we're not doing blushies already. No. No. Okay. Did I paint my shirt? No. I should be wearing a shirt I don't like, and I'm stubborn, and I'm not doing that. I'm wearing a shirt I like. Do as I say, not as I do. Oh God, that's a solid pink color. Hate his little tongue real quick. I want it to be lopsided, or at least like really out there. Yeah, he's so cute. Okay, now do I do the black? I think I'm gonna do the black because everything's drying right now. And then maybe I'll do some red outlines. And then blushies at the end when everything's dry. Because this whole side is still super wet. Black is scary. Do 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 do. I have to make sure I don't have Smart Shuffle on. A little acrylic crusty. I don't need a lot of black, just a little. That's a lot of black. Black is scary because you don't need a lot of it. We'll add in his white teeth at the end because I think it's just easier to just add like 2 little piquitos, you know? But for now, we're color blocking everything in. Alright, do his eyes. His eyes will add the whites at the end too. That's a lot of black. I would also like to add like a little red gradient at the bottom. So I might pick up the red right now and like add it in. And then we'll add a little. He's very Kirby-esque. Kirby-esque also has that cute little gradient at the bottom, but it's a blue. That makes sense. Just he's cute. He's for the girlies. For sure. Sorry, Jerry. I vibe with this little guy a lot. He just really has my heart. Okay. Little guy has my heart. When I dip in like the black to when I dip in the black into the water, it like got really dark. Sorry if I'm shaking the camera. It looks like it's shaking just a little bit. I think that's enough. And then we'll add the white highlight when it's done. A little more red. I don't think I got my point across. There we go. We'll add the white highlight when it's dry. Does anything else need black? Not really. So I might just start like outlining in dark red. So is it this one I want to highlight in? No highlight line. Okay, I need to be careful because again the red is not a lot of red right now. Where's my red? Sorry, I cracked my hands. Don't do that. It's not good for your health. Trying to find my red. No. Is it? Excuse me. Is that it? No. Might have it had red in the middle. Yeah. Okay. There it is. My scarlet. Okay. While it's drying, I might also darken the outside a little. Yeah. No. Yeah. We'll use that one. Or where's the small brush? Which one's smaller? Oh, I like this one. Oh, ooh, that was scary. That was scary. That was spooky. That was spooky. Okay, and start outlining some stuff. Or we're waiting for everything to dry. Gonna outline right here. Can I also outline right here? We'll start with this first. We want to outline this little tuft here. Not the best at line art, unfortunately, but I know that I know enough? Not really. I don't know enough either. I only know a little bit from product design. I never, not really feeling like, what was I saying? I don't know what I was saying. This might be like a good reason to buy acrylic paint markers because my skills with outlining in a brush is not optimal. But it'll do, pig. It'll do. Sound like my dad when I say things like that. It'll do, pig. It'll do. And my brother was telling him, my dad is also an animator. And, you know, I was telling my little brother about, like, me streaming and stuff. And, you know, he told my dad, he's like, why don't you, like, do that? And he's like, I'm not into it. I'm like, he should be. You know, I was trying to, like, show his work to a friend of ours. Because, the commission, when I was talking about it with the other person, I was like, hey, I'm just gonna check because I'm not sure if you want my style specifically. You know, he was looking at like the birds and stuff I did. But I was like, if you want something more heavy metal, you know, I'll suggest like my dad, right? And they were like, what? And like I went into this like whole like me and my friend were trying to like deep dive and like get my dad's stuff out, you know? But my dad does not have a lot out there aside from like some really old stuff. And it was like, what the heck, you know? But we did find some really like old stuff and my friends like really liked it. They did not unfortunately want his heavy metal style, but the fact is that if I just had an Instagram that I could like direct them to, maybe if they did know someone who did like that style, it would have been passed on, right? So my dad needs to get on. He doesn't need to get on social media, but he should advertise a little more so that I could show him something. Even just a website. And he had a website at one point. I don't think he has it anymore, but his portfolio is like super strong. But, you know, I don't want to get too much into like how AI is stealing art jobs, but he's having it rough since like this whole AI boom. And he's worked on some solid like name things, you know? He just doesn't advertise it as well. And he should. He should advertise it. I think it'll be good for him, good for my mama, good for my brother if he advertises it more. And he made like good money where he did these projects. Just this AI boom's really affecting everyone. I don't know if it'll affect me yet since I'm just small, right? But fact is that it is, right? But yeah, he needs like at least just a page, or maybe have my little brother manage it, you know? Maybe if he had my little brother manage it, maybe then he'll get like traction without like actually like doing the page, you know? Because it seems like he just kind of doesn't want to deal with it, which is fair. Because, you know, my only stifle about like this and like Instagram is like I'm not necessarily wanting to be an influencer. I just want to like chill and do art with people, you know? But I'm not very influencer like minded, you know? I don't think like, oh, brand deals, oh this, oh that, you know? Just not on my mind too much. So I understand his like stance, yeah, for sure. Add his little tongue stuff right now. Yeah, he's so cute. We're going with a little pink right now to like lighten that up. But if he did have like an Instagram I could point people to, that's still networking. But I get the sentiment of not wanting to like be a part of it, you know? I get it. I absolutely get it. I kind of don't want to be a part of it, but I've kind of ended up having some fun. At least like right now the small streamer stuff has been super fun. You know, I've only met a couple people, but it's been really nice. And like I like the option of like surrounding myself with like not like-minded, but like also people who are doing what they can, doing what they love, gaming out of spite. Cherry's gaming out of spite. He's not. No, he's pretty chill. But just that thought, you know? Whereas like even if one of us does make it big, I will absolutely still like keep them in mind. I'm very much more of a maybe a cinnamon toast Ken kind of streamer, I guess, where even he's like, I don't know how I became a streamer. I'm not good at it. I get that. I'm not saying I'm bad at it, but I get like I don't even think Cinnamon Toast Ken is bad at it. I think he just like doesn't share that same like influencer mentality. Even I would argue even like the big gaming streamers do not share that influencer mentality. They don't. Oop, shit. It's my bad. I kicked something over. My paint's drying out. I need to be careful. But the ones who make it really big, I feel like don't have this influencer mentality. And the small ones who kind of force themselves to make them big, that's a lot of water. They're not the ones I really want to share a space with, you know? I want to share a space with, like, Jade in animations, too. She doesn't have that influencer mentality. She was just a gal who wanted to share some stories, right? And animate because she thought it was fun. And she started as a fan artist, you know? And it's just, can we find a solid, like, middle ground where we're influencers, but not, like, that mainstream influencer, rich people kind of, like, mentality. Like, I don't like influencers who are, like, money, 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 you know? I really don't. But a lot of people, when they think influencer, they think that, you know, and I won't say all makeup influencers like that, or all like, all fashion influencers, all this, all that, whatever. But the ones who are like that, the Kardashian influencer, let's be real, Kardashian influencer, not an influencer I aspire to be. And I think maybe that's what my dad is afraid of. He doesn't want to like get into that Kardashian-esque side. of influencing, which is fair, absolutely fair, you know, absolutely fair. But at the end of the day, I think creating some sort of digital footprint, especially now, oh shoot, that got all over me. God, these. Okay, I hope I don't need red tomorrow or when I do the next painting because that was a lot of splashback. I might have to. I think I'm cleaning that up. None of it fell, thank God. But my hands have it everywhere. Okay, give me a minute. I'm gonna go. BRB. Crisis averted. That was a lot of paint. That was a lot of paint. Look, this is what it looks like now. These little caps just are not true caps. They're like caps that are like barely in there, and it just, yeah, learning a lot. At least I'm getting the last hurrah out of these paints because what the helly was that? That was awful. It's okay though. Ah, anyway, talking about influencers or something like that. I think that topic is good and done for now. But if you guys know anyone who wants heavy metal stuff, Lionel you or Das, it's my father's name. Loves heavy metal stuff, loves cartoons. Huge animation director portfolio. You know, hit him up. I don't do heavy metal stuff. I just do angry, cute stuff like POMBOM. That's just a joke today. He's so full of rage. Can't you tell? His rage is so damning. And in this artist, or in this art piece, you can see the rage of the times, the rage of the 2020s. Are we still in 2020s? The rage of the 2020s. Mr. POMBOM is art, for real. He's just art. He is the art. Angry, vengeful art, angry. A commentary on retail spaces right here, just with POMBOM and the retail he creates. I actually I do get to experience like some of like Pokemon culture at my store. My store does sell Pokemon cards, so that means we get to interact with scalpers from time to time. I think I'm shaming scalpers right now. My brother included. I have two brothers. He's not a scalper, no. He actually does it for the love of Pokemon, right? He loves Pokemon cards. And he very excitedly showed me his crazy like collection of all those like super rare Eevees. He's super duper proud of them, right? I know he's coming down soon. I don't know when, but he's coming down soon. Hopefully we get to hang out. But I wonder if he's coming down for the Otto concert. He does love Otto. But I do get to witness some of the shenanigans that occurs because of the weird inflation of Pokemon products. Like, people have always loved Pokemon, right? But it's something about the Pokemon cards, really. I don't even know. Is this, do I get to blame this on influencers? Do I get to blame this on some Logan Paulian shenanigans? If I do, then dude, like leave me alone. I don't like Logan Paul. Not my business to like shame him. He's not a fan of the stuff he did while I was a youngster. Anyway, I don't know if he's the one who started the trend. I know it was an influencer that started this like weird crazy resale trend that really like inflated the enjoyment of Pokemon cards. You know, I can't. I work at a store that sells them. You know, they have a little section for them, and I have not bought any for my store. I've bought none for my store because they just, the scalpers just bite them all. They will bite them in minutes. And again, I feel so bad for the vendors. I hope they get paid a lot. I hope to goodness gracious they get paid a lot, because that is not okay what they have to deal with because of this stuff. Some scalpers will, hot tea, some scalpers will, if given the chance, AirTag vendors' personal cars, which is not okay, which is has to be super duper illegal. You know, I think AirTags are good for like keeping your things safe, but to stalk people, I think there should be a rule against that. I don't know if we'll get a rule against that in my lifetime. Surveillance state, yada yada. Conspiracy tinfoil hat. But yeah, they AirTag this poor vendor's car. Poor vendor, who's also a lady, unfortunately, already has to deal with this. When you're a lady, you already have to deal with this baloney, but now dealing with this and like at work dealing with it, no, it's not okay. Not okay what they are doing to these poor vendors. You know, and I've been reading about like how Pokemon prints are now suffering because of it. Just such a bummer. And again, I just like having a few on hand. You know, I would love a cute POMBOM card. POMBOM Man of the Hour. I would love a cute POMBOM card. Sorry, I'm trying to focus on this corner, not to get the little brush out. But just it's impossible. You know, I always have access to these times and when to do it, but I just, by the time I get out, oh shit, a lot of water. But by the time I get out of work, I don't wanna deal with like waiting in a line at my own work, you know, and we don't get the privilege of purchasing early. Not like you know how Starbucks had that crazy bear thing situation happen. And they were like, we did not realize that the outpouring would be so crazy, which is nuts to me. But also, like, they probably didn't realize, because they have cups come out all the time. So that was a nuts thing to experience. Also at my work, that was bonkers, cuckoo crazy. And just, again, poor vendors having to deal with that. I am like excited though. Despite like how crazy scalpers can be, I actually love fan events. I got to not participate, but I got to work a few at like Kmart back when Kmart was alive. And Kmart tame his floof up here a little. I don't like when it hits the edge. Kmart basically worked hand in hand with Hot Wheels collectors are pretty neat, and for the most part really they're really, I think they were polite. A lot of my coworkers didn't like them at the time, but I loved selling things to people who were like super crazy excited for it, you know. And I saw a lot of myself in those collectors. They weren't scalpers. You could tell which ones are scalpers. The ones that are scalpers are the ones that harass you like off hours from the event, trying to get the fan stuff before like it's even out, right? Those are scalpers. But the fans, I have no issue with. Love the fans. I'm gonna tame this little thing right here. Yeah. Okay. Okay. But 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Sorry, I'm making some strategics. trimming of his little floof. Strategic. Sharpening it a little bit. So it could feel more round, you know? He's so cute. He's such a cutie pie. Okay. Yeah. I might go in with one last round of yellow to really really help, but not as outline is like his outer body is done. It looks way better now. But let's see. I think this is the color I want. Add a little water to this. Try to get as much use out of it as I can. But I don't know. It was the closest thing, those vendor events I had to oh, that's really wet. To Artist Alley, but at a retail store. If that makes sense. The closest thing I had. And I really miss working them. It's a bummer that these scalpers are really ruining the magic of it, you know? I wish they weren't. They kind of are. They kind of are. Which is a bummer. I am, again, you know what I am excited for? I'm excited for when the new Pokemon well, Poketopia is already out. And I know the person who works our tech, also a nerd, also one of us. Super nice, you know? And I would be super excited to have that game ready for people. Trying to really color in these last tidbits so there's not a lot of white. I wouldn't have to clean this up if I had lighted my charcoal drawing. That's okay. His highlights and the blushies after this are what's last, which I'm excited for. The blushies. Blushies for the win. Blushies for the win. Darkening up a lot of these darker spaces. Really adding that orange to him. Got that dog in him. Naming, I was on Cherry's chat yesterday and he was doing a Nuzlocke. And it was a Poochyena, and I was like, name him Sam. That's my husband's name, right? My husband, the one who introduced me to Cherry, and he was like, done. And when Sam came home from work and he hopped on the stream to watch, I was like, yeah. So I told him to name a dog after you. He's like, what? And he saw the dog, and that dog was actually performing in the Nuzlocke. And he just went and texted, yeah. So I got that dog in me, and I lost it. It was so dumb. What the dog doing? What the dog doing? Got that dog in me. Hell yeah. See, he's shared a reel right now. He got that dog in him. Love that meme. Love the silliness. Love the silliness. Love it all. Do 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 do. Okay. Also, adding a little bit of fluff back in him where I can. This lo-fi thing is so cool, by the way. His little leg kind of disappeared. I don't want that. I want his leg to reappear. Okay. Yeah, it's way better. Okay. POMBOM, POMBOM. So cute. I love him so much. I don't even own a Pom. I don't even own a dog. But he got that dog in him. He got that dog in him. Pom Pom got that dog in him. So cute. So cute. So cute. Just a cute little guy. Just precious. Sorry, Jerry. I side with BombBomb. And then we add the whites and the blushies after we darken this bit right here. Darken this a little. Little wisp. Okay. Yeah. Then I'm gonna do the blushies first because I add a little red right there. Oh, we're also gonna adjust his tongue a little and then add some highlights to his tongue. Yeah, and then blushies. His blushies are right here. Make it a little red. Darker blushies, darker blushies. Darker blushies. Yeah, much better. You get some darker blushies right here. Blushies. Love blushies. Love the blushies on POMBOM. This has a lot of paint on it. Blushies on POMBOM. Heck yeah. He's so cute. So cute. I am worried about how I'm gonna tackle the little gecko one because I'm not sure how to draw him. It's okay. Anyway. Oh, we also need to give him teeth. I forgot his teeth. Teeth are also very POMBOM. Okay. Let me get the reference out. Sorry, I heard your message. I just can't see it right now. Yeah. Yeah. POMBOM has little teeth. He has little teeth. He has little teethus. I need to add right now. I need to fix his pupil. This one's good. I don't like the other one though. So we're gonna do a little magic with the black. Oh shoot! What happened? Hi, Liz. Hi, Liz. Or I don't know if Nathan's watching. I don't know who's watching on your account. Okay, that's fixing it. You missed my vent. Hi, Nathan. How did you know it was me? My little follower thing pops up and I recognized your handle. What is that follower go? Oh, I reached my follower goal. Oh shit. I had a goal of 20. Hell yeah. I'm not supposed to be cursing. I started cursing. Whoops. Whoops. Okay, I need to add. God, his eyes are so cute. His eyes are so cute. It is fun, yes. But what's I gonna do? I'm trying not to curse. I've like been very tempted to figure out like how to add a curse jar. And I just think it'd be funny if that curse jar fills up and like, I don't know, I have to give away something. But I don't know how to program like that. But I think it'd be really fun. Okay, while that's drying, well, no, I think I could add his teeth. I think I could add his teeth. I'm just missing his little doofy teeth at the bottom of his mouth. I'm gonna add a little highlight right here. Then we're gonna add his teeth. Yeah, see? His little teeth. Now he's super stinking cute. Look at that, his little teeth. Love his little teeth. Yay! I want to outline it with red, but I don't know if my hand is steady enough for that. Try to outline it. Ooh, that's got a lot of water. Trying to outline it so they stand out a little more. Whew! That's okay. I will go over that with yellow right now. Or not. Actually, no, I don't think I have to. I just connect it. Yeah, that kind of works out. Raise your goal to 50. I might just raise it to 30. I don't know if I'll hit 50 anytime soon. But I don't know yet. I don't know yet. Okay, I'm gonna try to clean that up. It was a little thick. Just a little thick. A little thick right here. Oh, that's a lot of water. Not the Wawa. Cheese says hi, by the way. Manager Cheese is on the chair behind me. She's just sleeping. How's the new yard puppy? I don't know where it went. I don't know where it went. Sam said he saw it yesterday. I have not seen it since the day it first like appeared. But, you know, I'm mentally preparing myself to add a dog to the yard. I am not ready for a dog in the yard, but I am mentally preparing myself to add a dog to the yard. But he's very docile, you know. Sam bought him some food, gave him some food out there. I'm gonna twist this real quick because I want to paint the bottom. Ah. Ooh, okay. I'm gonna paint the bottom real quick. I want to paint. I like painting the sides of the canvas. But he hasn't seen them, and I've been like afraid. Like I don't know how hungry he is, so I'm like, he was at some point he was on the porch. Like right in front of our door, apparently. That's what Sam said. Trying to get the red. Yeah, that's enough red. But I don't know how he likes the cats. We haven't invited him to the backyard. He's only been in our front yard. You know? And he's very skittish of people, so I'm pretty sure someone was not very nice to him, you know? But he kind of comes and goes. He might be gone. He might have moved on to another, I don't know where. Maybe he is someone's dog and he's just you know, doing his rounds, right? There's always that. Some dogs just do their rounds. But I thought it was a neighbor's dog for a second. Because I think one of the neighbors, towards the park, I think one of them has a husky. I've seen someone with a husky, but I don't know who. Hi, Nori. Wait, what did you put, Nori? Like a little person? It came up so small on the chat. Yeah, maybe he was just, I mean, he wasn't barking or anything. He was a very nice dog. You know? So I was just mentally preparing myself for like adding a dog to the yard. I was like, can we afford a dog food? Does it need to be fixed? Does he need shots? I'm like, ah. And Sam's like, well, just tell my tia. Oh, maybe she'll have another dog. Yes, it's me, but sick. But stick? Oh, I can't see it that well. It's so weird. On my chat on the screen, it's so small. But on OBS, it comes up. Alright, I think that is the drawing. I'm just waiting for the side to relax. It might be gaming time, I don't know yet. But you weren't here yesterday, Liz. I also drew, I don't know if Nathan and Connor have been bothering you about Pokemon. I also drew, like, the other starter yesterday, the Angry Bird. That was yesterday. And maybe tomorrow or the day after, depending on how I feel. I want to draw the gecko one. And on the bottom left corner, I have like the 3 starters, right? And I want to draw all 3. I don't know if I'll sell them or not. I don't know if I'll sell them or keep them. Actually, his little muzzle's like kind of grayed out. I'm going to add some paint to that. They're super cute. The game doesn't come out till like next year though. And who knows, maybe it'll get delayed, right? Upgrade his little muzzle a little while the bottom dries. Do I add I don't think. I'm like debating adding a little shiny on. A little shiny on his nose. Probably not though. There we go. That's way better. Super cute. You've been sick too? Ask Patty if she's interested in buying the paintings? Oh, her kids are small. I have no idea. I don't know. I'm debating, like, do I keep him as Prince? Do I not keep him as Prince? I don't know. Or wait, the dog. What would Patty be interested in? The dog? I don't know. You know what? If that dog stays around, I don't know if they still have their other dog. They had a baby or something. Oh, the paintings! Okay. I don't know. I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure if I'm selling them or not. Oh, that's wet. Is it still wet? It might still be wet. I'm blowing air on it. But I have one more. Hello, Diesel. Diesel wants to share. Diesel, no. Diesel. Get up. He's being a little punk. Diesel had some words for me. There are purple Pokemon. The starter is blue though. He's very blue. He's drawn with like purple colors. But I don't know any other Pokemons from this new game yet. Again, the game is gonna come out in like 2027. I'm sorry, Diesel's so mad right now. I'm not even trying to think about it. I'm trying not to think about this stuff. This is going on YouTube later. But I'm just that's why I'm angry painting cute things, right? So I'm trying not to think about that about work or nothing. Sacrifice soldiers. I hope not. I don't know if any of that was even legal. Diesel, no. Go on your bed. Go on your bed. That cheese. Now they're all the Paw Patrol is scolding me right now. Paw Patrol. Okay, I think I could move it. Yeah. Okay. Yes, the painting. I'm so happy. He's not part of. Oh God. World is falling apart. My job sucks. But at least I hit 20 followers. It's Halo. It's cute. Do a Halo on him. No. Oh. My phone died. My phone died. Wait up. I had to go charge it. I can't have that be dead. I left my chair to go put my phone to charge, and both Diesel and Cheese had the great idea of like trying to chew up my microphone. It was on mute, but that would have been some great ASMR. But anyway, I think I'm ending the stream. I did want a game. I can't game while my phone's dead. But I got my second painting done, which I'm happy for. I'll do the third one another time. Maybe tomorrow. I don't know yet. Maybe I'll do a late night stream with the game. I don't know yet. I'm still like debating it because like I know Yumi streams later, Cherry streams later. Oh, Cherry streams later. I probably won't stream later. I want to watch Cherry stream. Okay. Thank you everyone for joining. I reached my 20. That's pretty fun. Yeah, the world's on fire, but the cute angry fire dog makes up for it. I'm popping off. See you guys later. See you when I see you. I might see you in like a week. Like IRL. Not sure yet. Sam said maybe March 10th. But I'm off. Bye bye. Cheese says bye. Diesel says bye. Thank you everyone for joining.